Good afternoon, student. I hope you all are good. So, student, you know that we are just reading chapter 6, combustion and flame. So, in this chapter, we are discussing about the combustion and flame topic. Clear? So, here in our last live class, we had discussed about so many things, but that time many students were not able to attend the class. So, again, I am telling you about the few terminologies which is related with this chapter. Okay. So, first one is about the ignition temperature. Clear? Before that topic, I want to discuss a few activity with you because it's a very important one. Okay. So, you can place a burning of wood on tawa at your home and cover it with a glass jar. Clear? That time, if you what happens, you have to observe it. Clear? But you have to perform such type of activity with your parents or under the observation of your parent. Clear? That time you can observe that slowly it gets to be stops, the burning gets to be stops. And why is it so? Because continuous supply of oxygen is very required for the burning of any substance. Clear? So one more thing I want to discuss with you, that when a person cloth catch fire, that time what we have to do and how we can extinguish this fire. Clear? That time the person should be covered with a blanket to extinguish fire. Why is it so? Again, we are just with this blanket we just we can stop the supply of oxygen. Clear? Next thing is related with the why the matchstick burn, why does a matchstick burn itself, and how does it burn. Next question is that without any work, can matchstick burn? Is it possible? No. Without rubbing, matchstick can't burn. Clear? Means if you are rubbing the matchstick, that time generally you are rising the temperature of matchstick. Clear? When matchstick reach particular temperature, that time only it gets to burn. Okay, so this temperature, that particular temperature, when a thing catch fire, this particular temperature is known as the ignition temperature. Clear? Those who have attended live class, they know that we had discussed this point also about ignition temperature. Clear? So one another question has introduced here. Can you burn a piece of wood by bringing a lightened matchstick near it? Can it possible? No. First, wood has to reach ignition temperature. Afterwards, only wood can catch fire. Okay, so just compare two things. You are having two wood logs. Okay, in one wood log, you just dip this wood with kerosene, and in second wood you are not applying kerosene. Clear? In both the condition, can you give me the answer that which wood can catch fire easily? Just you should think it. Yes, first one wood can catch fire easily because this wood is dipped in kerosene. Clear? So kerosene, so in both the condition, which is having more ignition temperature? Second one. And kerosene is having low ignition temperature, that because of it only kerosene can catch fire easily. Okay, so by this these type of experiment we can understand what is the ignition temperature. One more important thing has given here about the forest fire. Clear? As we know that during extreme summer, in some places grass become dry. Clear? And if grass become dry, that time this dry grass can catch fire very easily. Clear? And from this grasses it spreads to trees, and when wind blow, that time from one tree it passes to another one. Clear? So by this process only the whole forest catch fire. So you can understand that that's why it's very difficult to extinguish such kind of fire. So that's why we are having the special forest department, and in forest departments also fire extinguishing department. Clear? Who work especially on such type of conditions. Clear? So it's about the ignition temperature. Now I want to just discuss with you about the history of matchstick. Clear? How matchstick formed, and matchstick is very useful, children. For burning any substance we require matchstick. Clear? Initial fire catched by matchstick. So what is the history of matchstick and how it was formed? Clear? In 5000 years ago, that time people were using pine wood. Pine wood, pine means cheed. Clear? Cheed ka पेड़. So pine wood dipped in sulfur. So these sticks were used as a matchstick. Clear? After in modern time we know we are using some chemicals for the same. First one is antimony trisulfide. You can see here antimony trisulfide. Okay, potassium chloride and white phosphorus. Clear? Among all these three, white phosphorus is more reactive. Clear? So it is very hazardous for those people who worked in such industries. Clear? So these three substances we use generally in matchstick, but nowadays what happened that due to the hazardous impact on humans of white phosphorus, only two things we are using: antimony trisulfide and potassium chloride. Clear? So whenever we burn the red, and along with this we are using red phosphorus in place of white phosphorus. Clear? Because red phosphorus is much less dangerous as comparative to white phosphorus. Clear? So when we rub matchstick, if you observe in this box of matchstick, inside or in the side panel of the matchstick, there are also some material has struck. Clear? So this is the fixed material is also as same as in tip of matchstick. So when the same material rub with each other, that time only the tip of matchstick reach the ignition temperature, and after ignition reaching the ignition temperature only matchstick gets to burn. Okay, so it's about the matchstick and its history. So one more activity has given here related with the same content. You can perform it at your home also. It's very easy one. Clear? So just make a cone with paper. Okay, and first you have to lit two candles. Okay, and afterwards just make two cone with paper, and in one cone fill water. Okay, and like this, in this cone water is there, in this is cone is empty. Clear? If you burn both the cone, that time it's expected that B condition one cone will catch fire easily. Why is it so? Clear? Because first thing, it is dry in condition, and second thing is that water is not here, so it's easy to catch fire for this paper. Clear? This paper can catch fire easily because it get its ignition temperature rapidly. Okay, but in second case, due to this water, clear, the ignition temperature is become high for the paper. So that time this fire is not able to reach this ignition temperature. That's why the burning of this paper is not possible. Okay, so what is the conclusion of this activity? The conclusion of this activity is that material which is having low ignition temperature, they are inflammable. Okay, but those they can catch fire easily, but those who are having the high ignition temperature, so that time they can catch fire in difficult way, or we can say that they required more time to catch fire. Okay, so it's about the one activity. Now from this only it's clear that what are the inflammable substances. Like petrol is inflammable substance means जो जल सकते हैं. Clear? Means the substance which have very low ignition temperature. I hope now ignition temperature is clear. The substance which have very low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire, with the flame is known as the inflammable substances. Like example is LPG, liquid petroleum gas, which we use at our home, petrol, alcohol, they all are the inflammable substances. Clear? So the question is that how we can control fire. Clear? So how we control fire, because it's very important for us to know the procedure by which we can control fire. For this we have to understand some point related with this. Clear? So first thing, what we can do when any substance catch fire, that time, but suppose when a huge burning is taking place, so what we can do? First thing is that we should remove the fuel, because if till then fuel is not removed or evacuated from this particular area, till then the burning will continue. Okay, so first thing what we have to do, we have to remove the fuel, or we have to disconnect the supply of fuel. Second thing, we have to stop the supply of oxygen, because we know that oxygen is a prime need for burning. Next point, cutting off heat or lowering the temperature. That is the most important thing, that if we lower the temperature, definitely the fire can be extinguished. Okay, so these are the main 3 points by which we can stop or we can control fire. Okay, so this is about the how we control fire. Next point is related with the what is the function of extinguisher and how it works. Okay, so fire extinguisher is a device we use to put out fires. Clear? Either we should cut the supply of oxygen, and second thing, we should stop or cut the supply of fuel. Okay, because if we cool down the fuel, definitely we just putting the ignition temperature down. Okay, so the 3 main type of extinguisher we can use at the fire extinguishing process. The first one is dry powder fire extinguisher. Okay, 3 types we will discuss today. In this first one is dry powder fire extinguisher. This type of fire extinguisher contain a mixture of, this thing you have to learn, baking soda and sand. Okay, that is known as the dry powder extinguisher. Baking soda means sodium bicarbonate and sand. Clear? When you throw these 2 substance or mixture of this substance on fire, that time it stops the supply of oxygen also, and second thing, it decomposes its heat to produce carbon dioxide. Okay, so CO2 is heavier than air. You can understand what is the concept behind it. CO2 is heavier than air. It descends to envelop the burning of flame. So the whole burning of flame is covered by carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide cover the flame, that time directly or indirectly you are just stopping the oxygen supply. If fuel will not get a sufficient amount of oxygen, that time fuel will not burn. Clear? So slowly ignition temperature drops down and fuel just stops burning. Okay, so it's about the dry powder fire extinguisher. Second type of extinguisher is soda acid fire extinguisher. Clear? This fire extinguisher is a metallic cylinder which contain, first thing is sodium bicarbonate solution. Clear? And at the bottom of the cylinder, concentrated sulfuric acid is placed, and it is sealed tube. Clear? You can see here, sealed with glass tube containing concentrated means pure sulfuric acid. Okay, and it is fixed with a wire gauze surrounded this tube. You can see here wire gauze is a wire covering around this sealed sulfuric acid, and above of it sodium bicarbonate is present. Okay, now how it works, the method we will read. Clear? Below the tube a plunger is placed. You can see here a plunger is placed here below the tube. Okay, it's sharp and touching the thin glass tube. On the top of the cylinder there is a nozzle which sealed with wax. When the plunger hits against the floor, it sharp and breaks the thin glass tube, and the acid inside it react with sodium bicarbonate, which produce carbon dioxide. And when the carbon dioxide comes out, okay, from the nozzle, it put out the fire in the direction where the nozzle is pointed. You can see here, this is a very easy concept to understand. Okay, sodium bicarbonate, when it react with sulfuric acid, it produce carbon dioxide. And how is it so? When the plunger hits, that time hydrochloric acid come out from this wire gauze, and it react with sodium bicarbonate, and it produce carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide comes out from wax seal. Okay, and with a huge pressure it comes out, and it cover the fire area. Okay, as I told you already, when a fire is covered with carbon dioxide, okay, that time it stops the supply of oxygen. When this fuel will not get oxygen properly, that time it stops burning. Okay, so this is the concept behind of soda acid fire extinguisher. Okay, the last one type is foam type fire extinguisher. Okay, it's just like a soda acid fire extinguisher, and it uses sodium bicarbonate solution. In this case, substance called saponin or turkey red oil is added to this solution. So, since this foam is lighter than oil, it floats on the surface of oil and cuts off its air supply. Wherever you will read any kind of extinguisher, you observe that the main motive is to stop oxygen supply. When a substance will not get a continuous oxygen supply, it can't burn. Okay, so these are the method by which we can extinguish fire. I hope that much is clear. If you have any question regarding this, just send me your question. Thank you, children.